I was asked to review someone else's code once, and I don't really know what I'm looking for. I can tell this developer to write the code the way that I would have written it, but that seems a bit stupid because all I'm doing is telling him how to write the code the way that I would write it. Surely, if his code works, then it doesn't really matter how he wrote it as long as I understand what it does and it works correctly. So I feel like in the industry, we don't have a lot of guidance on what to look for in a code review. We don't have a lot of guidance on what is a code review for. And we get told a lot, you should do code reviews. Code reviews are a good thing, but we don't really get told why or what to look for. That's why I wrote that book. But then thinking more and more over time, I've been stung with code reviews when people have reviewed my code and told me it's rubbish, and then you get really upset about it. I've had the same thing from bosses who want me to rewrite my code the way that they would have written it. And I'm like, look, either tell me up front the way you want it written, don't just leave me, or write it yourself. Don't tell me in the code review when I've been working on it for 2 weeks that I've written it wrong, that the design is wrong, because it's too late to tell me at the end that the design is wrong. You tell me up front how you want it designed, or you accept the fact that I have written automated tests, they prove that it works and it is readable, so you should just let it go and just tell me the stuff that is a showstopper. Code reviews are for different reasons. You have to understand the reason to figure out what to look for in the code review. If your code review is literally gateway code review, the thing that happens at the end that says, should it go into production or not, which is a very common form of code review. If you're doing that kind of code review, I don't think you should be looking at the design. It's too late. It's far too late to look at the design because all you're going to say is redo it all over again. If you're doing a gateway code review, you should be looking for, is it correct? Are the tests testing the right things? All things that humans can look at, anything which is automatable, is your semicolon in the right place? Who cares? Get a linter to do that stuff. It's not important for a human to be doing that kind of thing. Automate as much as possible. The most important thing a human can do is do the tests, because there should be tests, do the tests, test the right thing. Because a human can read the requirements, then they can read the test and say, is the test actually testing that the code meets the requirements, or is the test just some rubbish thing which is testing something completely different? For a gateway code review, that's the most important thing. Is the code correct? Does it do what it's supposed to do? Is it code that I can live with later on if I have to maintain this code? If you do want the type of code review where it's okay to say the design is wrong, then those sorts of code reviews need to happen right at the beginning, not when it's finished.